Special thanks to Patreon supporter Moss for making this tutorial possible. Hello ladies and gentlemen, it's ZPro here bringing you another Minecraft World War II tutorial. In this tutorial we'll be going ahead and building the V-1 flying bomb. The V-1 flying bomb, known as Vengeance Weapon 1 or Verteidigungswaffe 1 in German, also known to the Allies as the Buzz Bomb or Doodlebug, was an early cruise missile and the only production aircraft to use a pulse jet for power. The V-1 was the first of the so-called Vengeance Weapon series V-weapons, or Verteidigungswaffen, deployed for the terror bombing of London. It was developed in 1939 by the German Luftwaffe at the beginning of the Second World War, and during initial development was known by the codename Cherrystone. Because of its limited range, the thousands of V-1 missiles launched into England were fired from launch facilities along the French and Dutch coasts. The Wehrmacht first launched the V-1s against London on June 3, 1944, 1 week after the successful Allied landings in France. At peak, more than 100 V-1s a day were fired at southeast England, 9,521 in total, decreasing in numbers as sites were overrun until October 1944, when the last V-1 site in the range of Britain was overrun by Allied forces. After this, the Germans directed V-1s at the port of Antwerp and other large targets in Belgium, launching a further 2,488 V-1s. The attack stopped only a month before the war in Europe ended, when the last launch site in the Low Countries was overrun on March 29, 1945. As part of operations against the V-1, the British operated an arrangement of air defenses, including anti-aircraft guns, barrage balloons, and fighter aircraft, to intercept the bombs before they reached their targets, while the launch sites and underground storage depots became targets for Allied attacks, including strategic bombing. In 1944, a number of tests of this weapon were conducted in Tornio, Finland. According to multiple soldiers, a small plane-like bomb with wings fell off a German plane. Another V-1 was launched, which flew over the Finnish soldiers' lines. The second bomb suddenly stopped its engine and fell down steeply, exploding and leaving a crater around 20 to 30 meters deep. The V-1 flying bomb was referred to by French soldiers as the flying torpedo due to its resemblance from one from afar. Overall, really interesting piece of weaponry and kind of part of history. The kind of last-ditch efforts of the Germans to basically try to secure some victory, or to try to use fear tactics to help turn the war more in their favor. Overall, the V-1s, despite being a very interesting and kind of revolutionary weapon for its time, really weren't all that effective just due to the inaccuracy of these weapons. It was more of a fire and forget, and hopefully it hits the target type of weapon. And as you can imagine, these things weren't obviously the most accurate pieces of equipment during the time. But overall, really cool. Again, helped pave the way for the missiles we have today. And again, you got to give kind of some credit to the Germans in, their terms of their revolutionary thinking. But overall, pretty interesting build, and should be a pretty fun one to add to your collections. This is going to be a nice redesign for our old design, which is extremely outdated at this point in time. So hopefully you all do enjoy this new remake for it. Before we go and dive into the build, I do want to go and give special thanks to Patreon supporter Moss for making this tutorial possible. If you guys are interested in supporting the channel, where you guys already do, feel free to check out my Patreon page. Link is always in my video descriptions, where you can go and put a small amount to the channel every month, and in doing so, earn a vehicle request you're choosing. It really helps support the work I do on my channel, and it's really greatly appreciated, so definitely feel free to check it out if you're interested. Anyways, with that, let's go ahead and move in and take a look here at the build. It's pretty straightforward and pretty simple. As you can see, a pretty thin type of weapon here. Overall, nice detailing all the way around it, and we have the jet engine there, the colors of a yellow tipped nose, and then green for the rest, and we have a little bit of a white kind of underbelly as well for the bomb. So overall, pretty nice design. Should be a fun one to add, and kind of a cool piece to maybe throw on your bases or use to make a V1 launch site around or something. But anyways, that right there is going to conclude this overview. Let's go ahead and move into the tutorial by beginning with our first layer. Alright guys, so let's go ahead and move into the tutorial. Now, we're not going to go and do layers. I think this build's pretty simple and self-explanatory, so we'll avoid layers and we'll just go ahead and build this thing all together. But basically, the first thing we're going to do is we place down a birch top slab. As you can see, this is going to be a top slab, so it's going to be just like that. We then want to place down a birchwood trapdoor coming off the top slab like that going forward, and then 2 birchwood trapdoors back, so you have a total of 3 birchwood trapdoors. We're going to go then place down a row of 1, 2, 3, and 4 quartz top slabs, and then 1, 2, 3, and 4 iron trapdoors back. After that last iron trapdoor, then we're going to go and then build 3 out the side. 1, 2, 3, and same thing over here. 1, 2, and 3. After that, we're going to then go up here to our first set of quartz slabs here. We're going to then build a row of 5 out to the side. So this first slab here, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and then a second row of 5 directly behind it, like so. Same thing over here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. After that's all done, we want to go then place down a yellow concrete block on top of this trapdoor here, 1 forward, and the skeleton skull coming off of it. We're going to go then place down a end rod coming off both sides of the skeleton skull, like so. And then go back from the yellow concrete, we're just going to place down an additional 1, 2, and 3. So in total, this right here is going to be a row of 5. We're going to go to the last block here, place down a yellow concrete block to both sides, 2 sandstone walls on the sides here, and then after those sandstone walls, we're going to place down a yellow stained glass pane, like so, coming off both sides of that yellow concrete block. We then want to place down a row of 3 of green terracotta across, followed by a second row of 3 after that. And then we're going to then place down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 green concrete or green terracotta blocks down the center there. We're going to go then grab mossy cobblestone walls. We're going to place down 1, 2 to both sides, and then going back from those walls, we're going to then take our green stained glass panes and place down a row of 3 back like that on the sides. Then for our wings, we're going to place down a row of dark oak trapdoors, so 4 out to the sides here. And we want to go then take green carpet and place down green carpet on top of those trapdoors. After that, we're going to then place down a dark oak wood stair in the center here. After that, we're going to go then place down dark oak trapdoors to the sides here of that stair. We're going to follow this up with a green terracotta block here, and then we're going to then place down a stripped spruce wood block right there going back from it. On top of this block here, we're going to place down another stripped spruce wood block like so, a green terracotta block, and then 2 dark oak wood trapdoors going forward from it, followed by a dark oak wood upside down stair, and then a green terracotta block behind that stair. After that stair, we're going to take our dark oak wood slabs. We're going to place down a row of 1, 2, 3, and 4 forward. We're going to switch to our birchwood slabs and place down 1, 2, 3 birchwood slabs forward, and then a birchwood trapdoor there on the very end. After that, we then want to go and take our birchwood buttons. We're going to place down a birchwood button on top of these 2 yellow concrete blocks, as well as a birchwood button on the bottom of this yellow concrete block here as well. We then want to go ahead and grab ourselves some redstone repeaters, and we're going to place down a redstone repeater with the notches spread apart, like so, on the green terracotta block behind the button. Continuing on, we then want to place down a black concrete block on top of the stair, followed by a wither skeleton skull coming off of it, and then mossy cobblestone walls to the sides here of that block. From this, we're going to then place down 1, 2, 3, and 4 green terracotta blocks back, and we're going to then place down a black concrete block like so. On the bottom of that black concrete block, we're going to place down an iron trapdoor, followed by one more that goes back like so. We then want to place down a row of 1, 2, 3 green stained glass panes going back from those walls, and then we're going to take our dark oak wood trapdoors. We're going to place down 2 and then 3 on the side here. Same thing over here, 1, 2, and 3. And also we can go ahead and take a stone button and place it down coming off that block like so. After that, on the top here, we're going to place down a dark oak wood slab on top of the wither skeleton skull, followed by a dark oak wood slab back, so you have 2 there. Then we're going to row 3 of daylight detectors, and then after those daylight detectors, we're going to place down a row of 3 of dark oak wood trapdoors. If this trapdoor does open because of the daylight detectors, make sure that you do close that back up like so. And once you have that all done right there, that right there is going to complete my tutorial there for the V-1 flying bomb. Hopefully you guys do enjoy this build and are able to put it to good use. If you do end up using this build, I do ask you guys give me proper credit for it. This will be linked from a side of the build, tweet to my chat, or this video if this does appear in your social media sites. As long as you guys give me proper credit for it, you're free to use it for a project you guys are working on. Overall, enjoy the build, have fun with it, and all that fun stuff. With that though, thank you guys again so much for watching. Again, a big special thanks to Patreon supporter Moss for making this tutorial possible. And as always, feel free to check my Patreon page. Link is always in my video descriptions. With that, that is going to finish off the video, and with that, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. This has been Koya 2F4, and I'll see you guys next time.